Hey everyone, so it's mid-May and springtime means lake fishing for trout. So today we're fishing in Alta Lake, which is in Whistler, BC. It's a beautiful lake. Just look at the background scenery. You got the snowy ski mountains, we've got the flat calm lake. It's gonna be a beautiful day, and you can't beat with you got some geese and ducks all around you as well. Of course, fish rising. Today we're going to be fishing for two different species. We're fishing for rainbow trout and cutthroat trout. The rainbow trout in these lakes are native and they don't usually get very big. Usually a 30-centimeter fish would be a fairly nice fish, whereas the cutthroat trout in this lake are stocked by the Freshwater Fisheries Society BC, and they are stocked at the yearling size, but after 2 or 3 years they can actually get up to 45 centimeters. I've caught fish up to 2-3 pounds or even 4 pounds in this lake, and they're beautiful fish. They're really spotty. Hopefully we can show you one of them later on today. If you've been following the videos, I've been doing quite a bit of bait fishing, just showing you guys what you can do with float fishing with krill and bottom fishing with different artificial bait. Today we're going to be doing a bit of lure fishing. So we're using these tiny spoons here. These are Gibbs Croc spoons made in BC, actually made in Delta BC, and the ones we're using today are 1/16 ounce and 1/8 ounce, which are designed for trout. These spoons, they make them, you can get them up to 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, or even 1 ounce for bigger fish. But because we're fishing for smaller fish, we're going to be using smaller spoons. So let's see how we do. Oh, there's one. Feels pretty heavy. I don't think that's a rainbow. I don't think that's a small rainbow trout. That feels more like a big cutthroat trout, which is exactly what we're coming for. And plus, he hasn't jumped at all. A rainbow trout typically will come up to the surface and jump around, but cutthroat trout tend to just dive down. Oh, that's a big fish. That's a big fish. Looks pretty nice. Hope we won't lose it. Shaking his head down there. And big fish, we're gonna use the net. It's not ready yet. My net's not ready yet. And we're only using 4-pound test lines, so we gotta be really careful. This is practically a nice size pink salmon, really. It's quite big. So you gotta be, oh, come on. Yes, there it is. That's a nice fish. Okay, let's show you guys what it looks like. First fish of the day, and this is exactly what we're coming after. Just listen, line out. It's easier to get the hook out. So this, as you can see, the net is, you definitely need to bring a net when you're fishing on the boat like this. If you catch a nice fish, this is a catch and release lake. So, you know, the fish have to release, so you want to be really gentle with it. By having a catch and release net, you can save a little hassle. Okay, this guy's not really cooperating. Okay, the hook's out. So, ooh, that's a really nice fish. So you can grab it with one. No, let's do 2 hands. So depending on the size of the fish, you want to either use 1 hand or 2 hands to grab it. So that's what we're coming after. Nice cutthroat trout. Alright, really nice spotty fish. Beautiful. Let's let it go. Awesome. Well, that was a pretty good start. I only made maybe 10 casts. Now, I've seen quite a few fish rising here, so I had a good feeling. And yeah, I usually get, most of the fish you get a small rainbow trout, but yeah, pretty excited. First fish of the day, nice big cutthroat. So I've seen quite a few fish coming up to the surface already, which is a pretty good sign. These fish, they can be feeding on tiny fish such as steelbacks in the lake. So steelbacks tend to cruise in the shallow water, so they'll surface in the shallow water, and that from time to time. And of course, they will feed on insects. They'll feed on the when there's a black ant hatch, ants fall in the water, they'll feed on those, and so fly fishing can be excellent as well. But if you don't fly fish, you can easily catch fish by using spoons and spinners. All you need is a tiny little spinning rod with you, a box of lures, and you can have a little fun as well. Most of the fish don't really stay in the middle of the lake. They tend to be in the shallow water, and like what most people think, because the weather is warmer, fish will come into the shallow water to feed, because that's where the food is. If you go out into the middle of the lake, that's about 50 feet out there, there's nothing out there. Well, there might be some fish on the bottom, but mostly pretty dead. But if you come in the shallow water, you'll find lots of fish cruising around and feeding, and so you don't necessarily need to be on the boat. I'm on the boat today, but you can easily fish from the pier, from the floating dock, from nearby trails. Just find some feeding fish on the surface, and I'm sure you have some fun. I'm going to cruise into the shallower water there. I've been seeing a few fish rising over there. Very tempting. So let's head over there, see if it might be too weedy, but let's give it a go. It's a beautiful day though. You can see people enjoy their canoeing and swimming in the water. Well, swimming is a little cold. This water is cold. I mean, it's fun. all these waters, it's fed by the snowy mountain, right? So it's pretty cold. So let's turn this boat around so you can see better when fishing. So over there, see there's some logs sticking out in the water. That's prime trout habitat, and there's also weed. You can't see it, but there's weed sticking up from the bottom of the lake, and that's where they're heading. There's one. That feels like a big cutthroat as well. Yeah, that's a big cutthroat as well. Oh, that's very untypical. This fish has jumped twice, which is not very typical for a cutthroat. That's fine, I'm not complaining. It's a smaller fish than before. Oh, came off. I spoke too soon. It's a smaller fish than before, but that fish fought pretty hard. It was a feisty little guy, and he has some weed stuck. You can see some weed stuck onto it as well, and that's probably why he came off. But that was exciting. It's fun when you just cast it out, wait for a couple seconds before you start retrieving, and you feel that nice pull. It's almost like bass fishing. I'm casting into like all these structures, the lily pads over there, and all these fishes are just darting off on the structures and grabbing my spoon, which is great. Oh, there's another one. This one it didn't take the lure very high. I thought it was dragging the weed, but it's another cutthroat. And the problem with fishing in this area is all this weed. It's just the fish is using it as an advantage. Oh, feel how hard that's fighting on an ultralight spinning rod. This is so much fun. All right. This guy's not jumping like the last one. It's a good thing I'm not anchored today. I don't have to worry about anchor ropes. Fish getting into the anchor rope. Oh, another big cutthroat trout. So you can see there's a bit of weed sticking to the fish. That's just the weed being caught up on the bottom. The hook is right at the corner of the mouth. Here it is. Another beautiful fish. Let's let it go. Oh. 3 fish in the first half an hour. You can't beat that. This is really working out to be a pretty good day. Oh, here's another one. That's a little guy though. That's a rainbow trout. See how it's jumping again and again and again, unlike the cutthroat? And it's pretty small compared to the other fish, which is fine. A fish is a fish. But I don't think I'll net this guy. We're just gonna dangle him off the line. Getting wet. There we go. Off he goes. Nice and easy. For small fish like that, if you're not going to show it to you guys, it's easier to just dangle it off so it don't damage the body too much. As you can hear from the microphone, it's pretty windy now. Seems like a storm is slowly approaching us right behind me. We got this southerly wind and I can see clouds right behind us. And that's, for some reason that has turned the fishing off as well. We had that really fast fishing for half an hour and then caught a couple of rainbow trout after that, but then it just totally turned off. Either they just stopped biting or they moved somewhere else, so I might try a little bit more, but we're going to end this video blog right now because the condition is just not so favorable. Stay tuned for the gear talk. We'll talk a little bit about the spoons that I'm using today, made by Gibbs Delta, and until next time, good luck fishing.